If you're using a strategy that doesn't make sense to you, stop using it. Set your own set of rules, become your own indicator. Hey there, Tommy from FIBONACCI-Traders.com here with the daily market recap. Please like, subscribe, share with friends. Let's start. Not much of a price action today on the SPY. Doji inside candle, very tight price range. As you can see, Doji inside candle. Looks like the SPY is waiting for the CPI numbers to come out Wednesday. Let's see where and how price will react to those CPI numbers. In my opinion, also tomorrow, Tuesday, we are going to see the same price action with 414 to the upside, 414, 415 to the upside as resistance. Good reaction, and then we are going to retest this red trend line. Bad reaction, this gap will get filled, and then 403 to the downside needs to hold. Otherwise, we have all the levels to the downside to manage our risk. We also have this trend line over here. We have a broadening formation on the SPY. Use levels and trend lines to manage your risk, because as traders, this is the only thing we have full control of. Risk management. QQQ 323 to the upside. Tough resistance, as we can see. Now let's see how the Qs will react tomorrow and Wednesday after the CPI. We have this yellow trend line to the upside, breaking up and above. We are going towards 335. Bad reaction, and this gap at the 308 will get filled. IWM still moving sideways since middle of March, bouncing between the 170 and the 179. Now we have also this red trend line that helps us to identify that we are in a downtrend until proven otherwise on the IWM. This red trend line goes all the way towards 3 months ago, February, and since then, each and every time price tried, got rejected. 170 needs to hold, otherwise 163 to the downside. Breaking above this red trend line, 180 is the next resistance. Dow Jones inside candle indecision. Dow is also waiting for CPI numbers. Good reaction. We are going to break above this red trend line. This red trend line goes all the way back to January of 2022, acting as a very tough resistance for the lower highs. Each and every time price got rejected by this red trend line. Breaking up and above, we have the 340 and then 347. Bad reaction, bad CPI numbers, and we have a double top scenario on the Dow Jones going all the way towards this gap over here at the 323. Follow price and use levels and trend lines as your future roadmap for price action. Stop relying on all other lagging indicators. VIX bouncing between the 16 to the downside and the 1840 to the upside. Breaking below the 16, we have this white trend line. Breaking above the 1840, we have 20 and then 2370 to the upside. Bitcoin. If you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos, you know these trend lines. Trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, but they are also the roadmap for future price action. Now, price broke below this red trend line and we are heading towards this orange trend line. We can take also Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and we can see 28,000 broke to the downside. Then we have 27,000, sorry. And then we have orange trend line with 26,000. Ethereum basically bouncing between the 1800 and the 1930, short below the 1800 towards 17 and then all the way towards 1500. Breaking above the 1930, we have 2000s and 2150. SOXX, very nice price action on the SOXS. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. Now we had a downtrend bounce towards the 50% retracement, the 419, breaking up and above, we can assume with high probability 425 and 433 are next. Breaking below the 412, we have 404 that needs to hold, and then we are going towards the 393, and we have a gap at the 386. Always look left, where price came from, what it did in the past. Use levels to manage risk and to show you future price action. And the SMH is trying to break up and above this downtrend channel. Going back inside, we are going to retest the 393 and 380 to the downside, and on the way we are going to close this gap at the 386. Apple inside candle, we have a gap to the downside at the 167. This gap needs to get filled, so the bulls of Apple will have enough power for the next leg up. All depends also on the CPI numbers, so pay attention, manage your risk much more tightly until we will know how the market will react to those CPI numbers. Shopify, third consecutive day, very strong bullish momentum on Shopify. Looks like Shopify is going to retest this upper blue trend line. If you look left, this blue trend line goes all the way back to September of 2022, and each and every time held the higher highs. So for now, if this momentum will continue, and it looks like it's going to continue towards the 69 and this blue trend line, don't forget we also have this gap at the 48 to the downside, and we know that more than 80% of all gaps will get filled, and this gap will get filled if market will not approve the CPI numbers. Nvidia continuing to be a very strong momentum to the upside. 293 now is the resistance, 276 is the support. Breaking below it, we are going back to the 264. Breaking above, we are going 315 and maybe all the way to 350, all-time highs. Amazon still in an uptrend until proven otherwise. As you can see, trend lines are the roadmap for future price action, and as long as this red trend line is holding the higher lows, Amazon is in an uptrend. Meta, bulls are fighting to get out of this void. Gaps are like magnets to price action. Bears wants to close this gap, bulls wants to get out and above towards the 244, and then we have this gap over here. At this point, I would like to ask you to just hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Help me grow this channel, help others become their own indicators. Check the links in the description below. We have the Fibonacci-Traders Academy playlist. Free 20 videos, 20 minutes or less on each video, on how to become a better trader, technical side, and the psychology behind trading. Don't neglect the psychology behind trading. We also have the new free newsletter. We have the ebook, The Psychology Behind Trading. We also have the 60 minutes crash course, 197 instead of the regular price of the 397. And we have the Fibonacci-Traders online program, 6 hours, 49 lessons. If you want to take your trading journey to the highest level, join me on this amazing journey for financial freedom. How to think like a pro trader, how to see where price might be headed next, where to enter, where to put your stop loss, and how to deal with the psychology behind trading once we put on a trade, and how we prepare for each and every trade. Check the links in the description below. Google 108 to the upside, Strong resistance, 103 to the downside. Important support, breaking up and above we have 113, and then we are going to 121. Breaking below the 103, we have 100 and then 96 to the downside. AMD, same as Nvidia, bullish momentum. We are in an uptrend on AMD until proven otherwise. This uptrend goes all the way to October of 2022. Now 97 is next. Above 97, in my opinion, we are going towards this upper white trend line. And we have CPI numbers, bad reaction, and this white trend line needs to hold, otherwise 84, and then we are going to fill this gap over here. Follow price, listen to the market, and use levels and trend lines as your roadmap to the future, because all other indicators are 100% lagging. Microsoft 310, as we can see, few sessions already, 1.5 week, 310, very tough resistance. Let's see continuation above it. We are going to 316, 320, and maybe all the way to 333. Breaking below this red trend line, we are going to fill this gap at 282. Netflix. If you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos, you know these trend lines, and you know this red trend line that goes all the way back to June and July of 2022, holding the higher lows, and now once again bounce of this red trend line. Now let's see a break up and above this yellow trend line. Breaking up and above, we are going back to the 350 and then 372 to the upside. Tesla inside this void, this gap. Let's see continuation towards filling this gap at the 178 and maybe going to 184 and 193. All depends on the momentum of Tesla and the CPI numbers. Bad reaction, we are going back, retesting 163, 153 and filling this gap over here. As we can see on Tesla, we have this gap over here. We have another gap over here. Too many gaps on Tesla. So all we have to do is follow price and risk management. Manage our risk, because this is the only thing we have full control of. Risk management, nothing more, nothing else. But with the proper set of tools, with the proper strategy on the technical side and the psychology behind trading, we need to understand ourselves, how we think, and then we have a proper risk management. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Help me grow this channel, will be much appreciated. Don't forget to check the links in the description below for more educational resources. Until the next video, stay safe.